So I'm at Home Depot. And my question is, where are all the men? Where are all the men? There's nobody here. There's no men here. I thought I should come here. Nobody.
Serious question for all of my single girlies out there. Where are we meeting the men? Where are we meeting the men? Because I refuse to use dating apps, but equally, I work by myself, I work from home, and all the events I go to are pretty much always just women, strictly women. I'm not interested in a woman like that. I'm here for the friendships, but I am looking for a man in finance, 6'5", blue eyes, preferably.
And once again, the men that you're looking for are swimming. They're swimming through rivers of women. They're getting their pick.
If you don't like me in real life, please skip this video because I'm not about to bare my soul to social media. This is extremely embarrassing, but I have not been hit on in over 6 months. I've lost 20 pounds, and I got hit on more then than I have now. And it doesn't matter if I'm dressed like a hoochie mama or if I'm dressed like Adam Sandler. I go to young adults, I go to country dancing, I go to church, I go to the gym. It doesn't matter the environment. I do not get approached. And I don't want to say that I'm ugly, but I'm like, maybe it's time to start thinking that, girl. I literally stood at a bar by myself for 20 minutes. And not a single man within 10 years of my age range approached me. I was smiling at people. I was making eye contact with people. I had my body language approachable. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I'm starting to feel like I'm never going to meet anybody. So any tips and tricks to pull someone that's average looking? That would be great. Because I'm starting to fucking tweak. I'm starting to tweak out.
Well, I guess my question is, do you actually want the average man? Or do you just want attention now that you've lost weight? Congratulations on the weight loss, by the way.
I struggle on dating apps too. Unless you're fucking top 10, top 20% dude on dating apps, you are playing Russian roulette with your self-esteem. If you're an average dude, every fucking cylinder, chamber, whatever is fucking loaded. It's not a maybe that your self-esteem is going to get fucking crushed. It is a definite.
No one's successful.
And you know, men have to pick themselves up each and every time, and they're expected to continue to go through the humiliation ritual.
On dating apps, what we're seeing is data from Tinder is globally on Tinder they have 1.8 billion swipes globally, but how many matches? 26 million. Wow. So that's a daily match rate of 1.8%. That's nothing.
I mean, even when you look at kind of the statistics of this, I'm looking at this news article, Tinder, Bumble, look for love in new places as fewer people swipe right. I think there was a decrease of somewhere around 16 million or something like that to about 14 million or something like that people that, you know, just kind of checked out of the dating apps. It said it's not worth it, especially men, you know, taking that risk of having to continue to pay for a rose or swipes, monthly fees just for women who are, I would say, you know, sometimes they don't look, you know, you get what I'm saying. For them to be like, oh, how dare you look at this troll in my inbox, and you're like, what? Somebody like you don't have no room to be talking.
Why men should get off Tinder, part 2. Tinder's business model is set up in such a way to make you miserable because it feeds you this fantasy that if you pay them $15 a month for a gold or platinum subscription, you'll have a better chance of matching with a beautiful woman and finding someone special in your life. But the only way they can convince you to do that is to make you so miserable that out of desperation, you choose to pay them your hard-earned money. What kind of business puts an entire subsect of the population into a place where they experience deep and dark depression in order to make money? These dating apps are not businesses you want to give your money to or give your time to. Learn how to meet women in person. You will meet better quality women, your social skills will completely change, and you will become stronger and more resilient as a man as a result. What's not to like about that?
I think he's got a point. I mean, even if you don't go to like these singles mixers, you can kind of start going to, networking meetings or something like that. Start going to like a networking meeting and just, you know, kind of talk to people. And then also what you can do is you can observe, like if you ain't the type of person, that just walks up to somebody and You're like, hey, how's it going? You know, you can just kind of observe what somebody else does, and then you might try that. You might have to talk yourself through it. Okay, I'm going to say this and this. How's it going to go? You just think about it until you can finally do it. You're going to be shaky, and it's going to be like, oh God, I don't know. But at some point in time, you're going to have to do it, not for them, but for your success and other things, especially if you trying to start your own business or trying to hit it hard. Even if you don't start your own business, you're going to need that skill for work. If you work in a 9-to-5, if you're working in a corporate position, you're going to need those skills, right? So you kind of practice on that. You can observe somebody doing it. Somebody's in a group and they're talking, and you hear them talking about something. You can kind of stay in there on a conversation. Once again, your knees might be knocking, but you know, you kind of get in there and just kind of hone your skills. You might not be the best at it, but you do enough to get by.
He's 24 years old and has been on Tinder 128 days. He swiped 59,760 times, which is the equivalent of swiping 467 times a day. So he's definitely paying for gold. He only swiped right 183 times, which means he swiped right on 99.97% of people. So I really don't want to know what those 0.03% look like. Out of those 59,577 right swipes, he got 342 matches, which for a guy on Tinder isn't even that bad. So for every girl that swiped right on him, 173 swiped left. Those 342 matches led to 162 chats, but he got 0 dates. What I'm trying to say is Tinder is a fucking scam. Save your money, boys.
To get no dates on 162 is crazy. It begs, at least in my opinion, the question, what are they actually looking for? I would also ask him the question, what are you actually looking for? Oh, well, I didn't think that to get no dates is crazy to me.
The app does not care how many relationships, how many marriages they create. The app cares how much money they bring in short-term and long-term. Auto swiping right. It doesn't work with most algorithms. Reason being that if you are automatically swiping right, there are two things happening. Number one, the app is rating you based on how selective or unselective you are, and it's correlating unselective to unattractive in many cases. So you're going to be seen by the app as less attractive. Also, if you are willing to swipe right on mediocre girls, the app has no incentive to show you attractive girls. So the auto swipe right strategy, which did actually kind of work in the very early days of online dating, absolutely does not work in most apps now. And that's something you need to understand because the algorithm will be against you if you employ such a strategy.
At this point, you can see why men aren't using dating apps anymore. You can see why men are done with online dating. They pay all this money to get, isn't it just like what happens to some of these men out here? You put in $300-400 into a date, into roses or flowers and a car, and you get nothing back. You put in years of hard work, money going into your 401k, money going into your kids, health insurance, nice homes, nice cars, the best education that money can buy, the best vacations and outfits for your wife and kids. And then one day she just wakes up and she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go on my own way. I want to do my own thing. And oh, by the way, I need you to give me half of what you got. And oh, by the way, I'm going to take you to court for child support. And oh, by the way, I'm going to take you to court for alimony and whatever else I can get from you. So you put all this work in just to get nothing in return. And we wonder why, from the dating apps to a long-term relationship, men are checking out.
Dating apps and go meet women in the real world is nothing like that in-person, face-to-face contact, and that's what women want. See, when a woman get on a dating app, she's looking for validation and attention. She really don't care about you. She really don't like you. She's faking it. But trust me, you can't fake that energy in the real world. You'll get way better results by meeting a chick in person and y'all talking and vibing than you talking and vibing on a dating app. The women on there be playing games. They really ain't into you like that. They just using you for your time and your attention.
There are a lot. If you planning on doing like the whole dating app thing, that's something I think that you have to get better at. And that's why I always talk about having that phone call. Texting, I really don't do texting. I guess texting is okay, but I'm a person that don't really like to be on the phone like that. But I like wasting money less. I like spending money on stuff that I actually want to spend it on. Like if I think a woman is going to be, or like when I was out there, if I thought a woman was going to be worth my time, then I would go. And guess what? I never went because I didn't think it was going to be worth my time. After that phone call, that FaceTime or whatever, I was like, oh, I think we might be friends, right? And there might have been like maybe once, like literally, no, twice. I said, oh, that's for me. And you know, you slim down your matches, right? Because you're not swiping on everybody. So you're gonna slim down your matches. You're not gonna get everybody, but you're reading the profile very carefully. And sometimes you're gonna get discouraged and you'll be like, man, I'll just start swiping. And that's what you're gonna want to do. But you realize that if I match with this woman, we don't got nothing in common. Like nothing really. I just think she's cute. I don't really want to be taking nothing like that out to you. I'm sure she's a nice person, but it looks like on her profile, we're not even going in the same direction. So I don't even want to get out there. I don't even like coming out the house. So I'm definitely not going to be doing that. And that's what you got to think. Am I willing to come out the house and meet this person and spend money on this person? Even if you spend $100, am I willing to do that for it? Do I think it's a good chance that we'll have conversation? And you're thinking in your mind, what are we going to be talking about? Reading her profile, what questions can I ask? What things can I say? What might her interest be? I might be able to ask her a question about that. Sometimes these women have their Instagram or social media. You can go look at that if they don't have that private. And you can say, oh, okay. All right. She might like this or she might do this. And y'all go on that first date. Kind of keep it, I want to say, relatively light. But you can, if you word it in such a way, and once again, you got to be thinking through the process. But if you word it in such a way that you can answer the question tastefully, you might ask about her more personal life, but I wouldn't ask that off the bat. I would probably sit there and talk to him for about an hour, and then after about an hour or so of questions, so tell me about yourself, and just talking back and forth, and the food and whatever it is, light stuff, then I would kind of ask, so I'm kind of curious, and don't get mad at me, and if you don't want to answer this question, it's fine, but I was kind of wondering about X, Y, and Z. So what's your thought process on that? Because you're trying to pick her brain. You're trying to see where she's what she's thinking, where she's trying to go in a roundabout way. And eventually you're going to want to get to the question of, if you don't care about it, that's fine. But I wanted to know body count. And I think I might have come out after a while and just asked that question. And she was a little bit apprehensive, but she eventually, did answer the question, but my wife is a little bit different. She was actually watching the content that I make, not my channel personally, but the content, like male-centered content, male-focused content. She was actually watching that. So she kind of knew what men wanted to know, right? So that was a good thing about it. But so what's this about? And in a roundabout way, what do you think that you bring to the table if she hasn't made it apparent? If she's just sitting there kind of like not really doing anything? I want to know what you're good at. I want to know if you know how to cook. I want to know if you're in school for something. I want to know what your long-term goals are. Are you coming in here to mooch off me? What is it that you're trying to do? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say that, but that's what I'm trying to figure out, right? Do you go to church? Do you not go to church? What do you believe? Are you Republican or Democrat? Are you somewhere in the middle? What do you think about that? And if, I'm a Democrat, well, I'm a Republican. You don't make no big deal out of it. If y'all not going to date, y'all not going to date. Don't blow up the scene on no foolishness. Oh, okay. And then, yeah. And then when a lot of times for most people, when that debate comes up, y'all might get on the topic, but I find a lot of times you might keep it respectful because y'all don't want to, even though you might say, we're not going to see each other no more in your mind. Y'all just keep it. Oh, yeah. I can definitely see what they mean by X, Y, and Z. Yeah. So you just kind of keep it light. Not a lot of tension there, if that makes any sense. And that's how you can have success in real life and on the dating app. you know, but whichever you're gonna be doing it, it's gonna be hard work. That's just gonna be the way it is, point blank, period. So yeah, I think, you know, because I mean, and men too, but a lot of modern women play a lot of games on these dating apps, so you gotta watch out. You spending the money, you spending $15, sometimes 30, 40 on some of these apps just for the chance to continue swiping until you find something that you like. Make sure you're getting some sort of bang for your buck.
I legit had a man tell me that I can't have any standards. He told me that I can't be picky. He told me I'll just have to put out, and hopefully I'll be able to satisfy whatever man I'm with, so then he'll stick around.
I mean, maybe not all that, but you do have to bring something to the relationship.
Saturday Night Thoughts. I deleted my dating app profile about 2 months ago, not because I had like a bad experience that ran me off the app or I was getting connected to like, you know, creepy people or anything, but I also haven't taken the app serious enough to even know if the people that I was matching with were creeps. But anywho, my thing is I go live my life, right? I am very active, I'm very social, I have things going on, and the people that I am in proximity to also have things going on. So I just feel like the type of men that I want should be in these spaces. They don't need to be on a dating app to find like their peers, because I'm interested in dating people who are my peers. And I think like that's always been the biggest disconnect for me when it comes to dating apps. I like dating people that are in my peer group. We have the same like social network in some capacity. We may be in similar organizations, on a junior board, like different things like that. And typically somebody that I'm in connection to can vouch for that person. And it's so interesting because everyone that I've dated, I've met them in real life. Like I had a dating app for short bursts of validation and that was it. So yeah, it's like the men that I've dated and want to continue like dating, I prefer to meet them in person.
Honestly, with the way these women talk, I just wonder if they're going to stop dating. I just wonder if they're going to stop dating and actually find somebody that they like one day.
And don't just think I'm talking okay? I for fucking sure, I know this for a fact, as sure as I'm standing here, okay? I've had for sure one man who really truly loved me, okay? A lot of women don't know what that looks like. Let me tell you what it looks like, okay? I didn't want for anything. Even if we couldn't, he did. He found a way. There was always a way. Okay? Always. If there was something I wanted to do, okay, he made a way for me to do it. The smallest things, the biggest things. Okay? Even after our divorce, we're no longer married. Okay? If I wanted to do something, okay, Amber, give me a few days to figure it out. Or we can do that. Just give me a second. It was never a question. It was never, ever, okay? When I wanted to talk, when I was mad, when I was angry, okay, he held space. He would sit and listen. Never disrespected me. Never called me out my name. Never. He only wanted to shield me from the world and myself. And he did that with softness. And he did that patiently. And he did that lovingly. And with so much consideration of my feelings. So when they tell you, if he wanted to, he would, I promise you, it is that simple. Men are that, they are simple in that way. When they are in love with a woman, It's very simple to them. It's a very straight line. It's a very straight line. Because when a man loves a woman truly, there's so much power that you have over this man. You can literally kill him. Literally. Because you're everything. And that's when you know when a man loves you. Because you will be everything to him. He will time his day by you. His day is literally gonna follow you. His mood is gonna be your mood. And that's when they love you.
Somebody in the comments said, I hope that he got someone who deserves him. Well, in a way he did. He passed away, I think is what she was saying in one of her other videos. She left him and decided to go somewhere else, and she felt like that really broke his heart. That really broke his heart so much so that he passed away. So, yeah.
Men, can y'all stop being creepy, please? I just got home from a walk with my dogs, and there was a guy walking behind us. I didn't think anything of it. Walked like half a block further, and then I was home. I walked up the steps into my little front porch area, and I'm getting the leashes off the dogs. He's standing out on the sidewalk, trying to get my attention. I didn't acknowledge him. I went inside, closed the door, and he left. I'm not worried anything's gonna happen, but it does make me uneasy that he knows where I live. Can we just not be weird? Okay, thanks.
It's weird because someone suggested that, maybe he was trying to shoot a shot, but maybe he also saw that you dropped something. And she responded with something like, well, instead of standing there, he could have at least used his words. He could have waved. He could have done something, just do something else besides stand there to get my attention. Well, it sounded like he did try to do something. It sounded like he was trying to get your attention and you didn't acknowledge him.
Going 50-50 with a man makes us equals. If he's paying for me, then he owns me. What I don't like about this is 99.99% of men are supporting the patriarchy and benefiting from it. Now 50-50 feminism comes in, and these men are now benefiting from the patriarchy and from feminism. And on the flippity floop, women are now being screwed by the patriarchy and feminism. You're right that if you financially depend on a man, that can be a horribly dangerous decision for so many women, and I do not advise it. However, you can let a man buy you dinner and still be independent. Like, it doesn't cost anything from you for him to pay your bills. Do you know what I mean? I know you want to be equals, but men are never going to see you as an equal anyway. These men do not see you as equals. They don't. You do not earn a man's respect because you can pay half of your bill. They think you're kind of stupid. Oh, but not your Brad. Your Brad is so special because he what? He doesn't say bad things against women, but he just listens to his friends when they do it. He just listens to people shit talk women. Your Brad is different because he's not posting all these hate comments on TikTok or Instagram. He's just liking them or ignoring them. Yeah. We live in such a patriarchal society that even feminism, which was supposed to kind of like make us more equal, has been convoluted into this thing where it benefits men over women, because now women are spending their time and their money to be with men who mistreat them. And even if he's not mistreating you, do you know that he hasn't mistreated anyone else? Do you know that he's not adding to the patriarchy? When you're going on first dates with men, second dates with men, paying for them for things, you don't know. You don't know them. They're strangers. Anyway, you go off, you support your men, you go and get their validation, go and get that respect that they will take away from you the second you do something that they don't love. So, I don't know.
This is a weird take, particularly because you're assuming the worst in men, which is the people that you're trying to date. Why would you be doing that? It doesn't make sense for you to be sitting up here yapping about men taking advantage. Well, if we go 50-50, then we're screwed. If we let a man pay for us, then we're screwed. We're screwed either way. So what do you suggest? Just don't go out with men then. If you don't want to be bothered with them, just don't go out with them. I'm sure with this attitude, you'd make a lot of people happy.
3, 2, 1. Okay, so dill. 3, 2, 1. You only got one drink, so we have to get mine. No.
Yeah, because how am I gonna drink that with you? So we'll go with this. This is lemonade too. You love lemonade. 2, 1. Okay, let's go with mine. Because you know I like the yellow bag and you like the orange bag.
Yeah. So we should get both?
We only need one each.
Like, one for me, one for you?
Yeah. Okay.
2, 1.
What did you get? Ooh, cupcake.
This one? This one?
I got cookies though.
You don't want to have cupcakes?
I want cookies. Dude, there's pumpkin cookies.
So you don't have this one?
This is just chocolate. Let me see.
So it was weird because they went on like this for like another couple of minutes. But almost like literally everything that the kid picked, I think that's her son, almost quite literally everything that he picked, she was like, why don't we pick my stuff? And I could say, a woman in the comments said, what's the point of the game if you only choose what you want? Another woman said, you're making me angry right before bed. Give the boy the cupcakes. This, you know what? God bless him.
Today I was combating weaponized incompetence, and I'm going to tell you how. The house was a disaster, which is both on me and on my husband. Things were a mess. We both worked all day yesterday, so we were tired, and we just went to bed and did not do anything with the dishes or the laundry or the dog toys or the dog that's taking shoes out of the basket, whatever. So he was at his jiu-jitsu class this morning. I was about to go to the gym, but I had 30 minutes, and I was like, I can power through and probably get this kitchen cleaned real fast. So I start working on the dishes. And about halfway through the dishes, my husband walks in the door and he says, oh, let me do the dishes. I got it. You let me do those. And I was like, no, you can go clean something else. The entire house is a disaster. But all he sees is my wife is doing something. I should probably do something. So why don't I do what she's doing? And I said, no, you can go clean anything else. And so he walks away and he picks up a blanket and he says, where does this go? And I said, no, we're not good. That's not how we clean. We don't clean by asking questions. You can figure out where the blanket goes. And he was like, okay, I think it goes in our bedroom. And I just continue on doing the dishes and listening to my TikTok. So he starts walking up the stairs saying, yeah, I think it goes in our bedroom. He opens up our bedroom door and says, nope, doesn't go in here. And kind of looks down over the banister at me. And I was like, try again. So then he walks into the 2 guest bedrooms, and I guess the beds were already made. And so he said, I guess this is an extra blanket. And I was like, okay, I guess you'll have to fold it and put it in a closet. So that's what he did. Then he comes downstairs again and starts asking questions. Where should I put the dog toys? And I just said, no, either clean without asking questions or don't clean at all, because it's not helpful to me if I have to stop what I'm doing to direct you where to put the things in the house that we have lived together in for 15 years. And so I just continue to encourage him. You got this, buddy. You got this. I know you can figure it out.
Well, what usually happens, because women don't know how to communicate, he's asking probably because all of that has happened where he's tried to walk in the door and he sees you doing something, or you didn't even offer to help. So he comes in, he offers to help. Why are you offering to help? Go do something else. You can do anything else. You don't have to do that. Okay, well, let me try to figure. Okay, here's the blanket. All right, so let me pull up the blanket. Where do you want this to go? You can do it. Come on, buddy. What he probably encountered was at some point in time, you said to him, the blanket doesn't go here. If you had to put it in the bedroom, the blanket doesn't go here. It goes over here. All right, he puts it over there. The blanket doesn't go like that. You need to fold it like this. He folds it like that. okay, we're almost there. You folded the blanket like you're supposed to, but it doesn't go on the bottom shelf. It goes on the top shelf. It's like, does it actually matter? Does it actually matter? And so when this happens over the course of 15 years, you probably have that same attitude then that you have now, right? Maybe a little less aggressive, but you know, and I want to say, no doubt, he's probably doing something that you're like, man, come on, what are you doing? Think for yourself. Come on. I get it. But at some point in time, you probably in the marriage told him to do something specific, and he's trying to follow the rules that you created so that he can make you happy, so they don't stay out of trouble with you. But now, for some reason, you got to stick up your behind, and you're not telling him what he needs to know, and he's just trying to follow your direction. No, it's not weaponized incompetence. It's you getting on his case for something, treating him like something, and then now he's saying, okay, I just want to make my wife happy. I'm going to do exactly what she says, how she says it, when she says it. And you got mad. You did it. You got a part to play in this.
One time I was getting ready to go on a date and I pulled up Instagram literally right before I was about to get in the Uber, and the guy that I was trying to get over hard launched the girl that he was cheating on me with.
Why are you still following him on Instagram? What are you doing that for? You asked for it.